Okay. And then Lorna. How come she was the only one planned out of the 5 kids?
Because the rest were accidents.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah. She was the only one planned. 26 months after you. You know, just perfect. Yeah. So when she was born, I told you about she had a rash, but they had a disease in the hospital then. It's a very common thing, not like scabies, but you know, it's one you get in your blood and you've got it forever.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Your father's got it too.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah. He got it when Clifford burnt his car. He had a '59 Chevrolet that was a lemon.
Oh, yeah.
And they were coming up to Canal Flats for Christmas. And they had an accident at Fort Steele. So Victor thought that was a good time to get rid of the car, so he threw a match in the vicinity of the gas tank. I don't know whether it was in it or not, but the car didn't burn. So your dad was running around the site, and there was a whole bunch of melted mud, snow mixed, and he was in his socks, and he cut his foot because he was high stepping too high, and he cut his foot on the outside with the axe, and he got this disease in it, whatever it is. It starts with an M.
I don't know. Was that in Canal Flats?
Yeah, that was in Canal
Oh,
Flats.
that was the awful cut he had on the side of his or on the inside of his foot in Canal Flats.
Yeah.
And he had it all sewn up, and he was going to cut the knot off, and you said, "Don't do that; it'll all come apart."
Yeah.
That was the cut.
Yeah.
Oh, geez, I remember that.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that was a wicked cut too. That was really badly sewn up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I still remember that. So that's how he got it.
Yeah.
I thought it was like working in the bush. No. Okay.
Probably what he said.
Yeah, it was.
He probably wanted to claim compensation, so he would have to go back to work before he could actually cut his foot.
Yeah.
Probably it was getting stuck together and they couldn't sew it up very good.
Oh no, that was a terrible, terrible sewing job.
Oh yeah.
I remember that.
Mm-hmm.
An awful knot at the end.
Right.
It must have bothered him because he wanted to cut the knot off.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's... Mm-hmm. Okay, so Lorna, she was planned.
Lorna was planned, yeah.
So she was...
She arrived about the time she was supposed to arrive, late summer afternoon. I was in the hospital with a woman that I had gone to school with, which was kind of nice. And we talked a lot. And in those days you could smoke in the hospital rooms. So I'd always quit smoking when I was pregnant, but I'd start again in the hospital.
Really?
Yeah. And Lorna was just a really good baby. She's just unbelievable. After having you, it was a totally big difference because she'd sleep, she'd eat fine, she'd sleep, and she was up and walking when she was 8 months old.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. She was a fast learner, but she never crawled. She skidded around on her bottom, and then she just stood up and walked.
Hmm.
And crawling is a necessary development of your brain, so she skipped a step there.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Where do we live when Lorna came around?
We were still in Newgate.
Okay.
Yeah. And then we moved to a granary on Brader Charlesworth's farm. And
a granary?
A granary, right. It had been used as a granary, so you could sweep all the wheat out of the walls until it wouldn't help. There was still wheat in the place.
Really? I don't remember that.
It was a little house.
I don't remember
It had
that.
been used as a granary.
Where was that?
Newgate.
Really?
Yeah. And then we moved to Waldo, to that place where Uncle Clifford was sitting there with that great big bottle in front of him.
Oh, okay. So that was in Waldo.
Yeah.
With Grandpa there.
On the River Road.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so that's when we had the dog Corky.
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah. And then after that,
How long did we live in Waldo in that house?
not very long.
Okay.
We had moved to Grassmere. I seem to remember moving into Grassmere to the Teachridge for a short while, but every place we moved was really, really cold. And we moved back into Rock Lake, but it's only stayed there 3 weeks because they tried to jack up the house, and it was all open to the elements underneath. You couldn't jack up an old house like that, no foundation, and not do anything about the insulation. So we stayed there only 3 weeks. And then we moved to Fernie.
Huh.
Yeah.
So was there any adventurous trip to the hospital when Lorna was born?
No. She was very predictable. Arrived on time when she was supposed to.
All tickety-boo.
All tickety-boo. Yeah. And I don't remember any frozen pipes when she came home. Because it was September.
What about Terry?
Terry was